All right. It is finally starting. Elden Ring 1 HP. This is a challenge run that I've been routing out loosely offline for a while now. And I'm very excited to finally do it. So since we finished Sekiro hard mode in a short enough time frame, we're going to be starting up Elden Ring 1 HP and getting things kind of set up. There's a lot of setups that we need to do, but yeah, this will be kind of the preamble before we get into the real meat and potatoes of this run, because we got to go run around and grab some shit first. But no stalling, let's go. All right, so you may be thinking to yourself, what would be the best starting class for having 1 HP? Do we pick the guy with the lowest HP stat from the start? Right? Do we pick like, I don't even know who that is. The wizard? Astrologer? Hell no. We're not picking astrologer. We're not picking this guy. We're picking the weeaboo class. It just makes sense. Alright. I don't remember what the body type is because I'm just gonna choose. I have like my favorites. Here we go. No time wasted. 1 HP. Alright, in starting gift, this is actually something that I didn't think about. Well, this raises maximum HP, so that's off the table. This is just money. Golden seed is for upgrading healing item. That's dog shit. Fanged imp ashes could be okay. All of this is kind of ass, to be completely honest. Like, a solid majority of these are just completely useless to me. I'm gonna grab these, I guess. We'll get into it. And skip. So, before we start actually playing, there's some rules that I need to set down. Alright, so the rules are relatively simple. Wait, let me set it up first. Find to Elden Ring. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is in this table, to be honest. Player status. Let's see here. Character data. Attributes. Base info. Hey, there it is. Why is there 2 lines for max HP? Did that do anything? It did not. Let me set this game to full screen windowed while I figure this out. But alt tabbing is a bit better. Okay, so if I do this, I want to lock both of these values. 1. Why not? 1. Okay, so that's set the health to 1. Why are these so insistent not being 1? What the hell? And I can set my regular health to 1, but then I can't lock it there because I think that makes me invincible. Attributes. If I change... What about this? If I set this to 1, that sets my max HP. But this was 12, I think. Interesting. I'm not sure why this refuses to let me edit my max HP. Alright, that's all status effects. I have no idea what the hell this is. Why is my health bar blinking? Huh? Rim patcher? Maybe it has to do with the tutorial. I'm not sure. Let's run through the tutorial and then we'll see. Because I think it might just be that. At least that's what I'm hoping, because otherwise I need to figure out what the fuck is going on. And that seems complicated. Because I've definitely seen people do 1 HP stuff. And editing all of their max stats. Okay, so yeah, now my health is back to normal. Let me set this to 1, you fuck. I don't get why there's 2 addresses for this. In the previous one, what happened was I was able to just set, there's just 1 ID that you edit. And that allows you to just set it to 1. But for some reason, this is like updating every frame. Oh wait, there's base max. There's 3 of these fucking things? Why are there 3 max HP IDs? Okay. There we go. The bar is invisible, but trust me, it's there. Not about the size, about how you use it. Okay. So now we actually have our condition. Let me drop down here. I'll grab this. Now we can start up properly. Okay, so there are a few hardline rules to this run. Number 1, the most straightforward, my max HP cannot be higher than 1. I can't use any rings, I can't use any like leveling or anything like that to make my max HP higher than 1. Alright, that's the simplest, most straightforward. Second rule, I cannot summon any human people. Right? I am the only person who will be playing this character, fighting the stuff. It's just me. Now, spirit summons and stuff like that, sure, that's fine. But I'm not summoning any real people. Right? That would fuck this up. Rule number 3, there will be no major skips, glitches, or clips, anything like that. No wrong warps, any of that stuff. I don't want to just skip to the end of the game and win, right? I want to play the game. So, not that I really know how to do any skips or anything like that, but we're going to be doing things pretty normally. Now, outside of the rules, right, those are the hardline rules. There are also things that I just want to avoid doing, right? The goal of this run is not to showcase, like, no hit run strats at all. Like there are people who find strategies to make bosses consistent and like, oh, you can avoid getting hit by doing this and doing that and having these like sequence kills and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. I want to play the game roughly normally, except I just have 1 HP, right? So things I want to avoid are, I'm not going to sit back and just spam spells. That's not that fun. That's not how I normally play the game, so why should I do it for this? Other thing to avoid, number 2, I do not want to use like crazy, insane gigabuff strategies, right? There are a ton of buffs that you can stack in this game, like Golden Vow, like all this crazy stuff, like body. I don't know if there's even like an actual limit to buffs that you can stack outside of like the ones you apply first will run out of time, right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to like spend like a minute and a half buffing just to go in and one-shot the boss. I don't want to really one-shot any bosses for the most part. Along those same lines, I don't want to stun lock bosses. There's strategies to do that as well. So any of those things, basically, I want to fight the bosses the same way I normally do, but I have 1 HP and my stats go into more damage and not survivability because I can't do that, right? That's pretty much it. Otherwise, there's no restrictions on weapons that I use or like spells, things like that. Like there's some stuff that I do enjoy using that are like incantations and things like that. I'm not saying I refuse to use spells at all. I just don't want to like summon a dude, stand back and spam like Comet Azure or like Night Comet or anything like that, because that's just not that fun to me. The goal is to have to interact with the enemy's moves and dodge stuff in order to win. And additionally, this is not meant to be a speedrun at all. So I'm not going to be skipping as many bosses as I could. I'm not going to be just doing the required content. The goal is to go through and basically fight, at the very least, all of the remembrance bosses. So all of the big boys I would like to fight as much as that is possible. And yeah. So this is probably going to be a very long playthrough. And that death counter is probably going to get very, very high. I would guess probably somewhere in the like 300s. But we'll see. We'll start with boss number 1. Soldier of God. Oh my god. Am I gonna get him? Oh! Oh baby. You thought Ishin was hard. Holy shit. First try, baby. First try. Alright, yeah, so for this first session, there's probably going to be a ton of setup because we are definitely going to be abusing the open world nature of this game. There are a lot of things that we can grab that are very useful that we can grab kind of out of order. And I want those things, and I want them now. So we're not going to be going around or doing any sort of like a region log type stuff. We're just going for what we want. So it's going to be a bit of a scavenger hunt. But I promise you, once we get what we need, things are going to start rolling. In terms of general build idea, I started with this just because we start with a katana. And like, katanas are good. It's literally the entire reason. These are good weapons.
Come to the left. Of course,
Come.
without
You are maidenless. Shut the hell up, Murray. So, interesting things about being at 1 HP are that, first of all healing items are fucking useless. Right? I unequipped this because if I need to heal, it means I don't have the 1 HP that I can possibly have, which means I'm dead. Secondly, all defensive, like, damage mitigation, all of that, also completely useless. Armor, it's percent based. I take a hit, I still die. If it's not 100% absorption, I 100% die. Right?
But I can also let you know then why I am called.
And then there are some other specific things about this game that also make it interesting, because, well, I said I'm not going to be showing off no hit run strats. That's partially because I literally just can't. One of the tools that is used frequently in no hit runs is something called Assassin's Gambit, which is an Ash of War that allows you to go like invisible, sort of. You kind of go like translucent. And it makes you harder to detect, which is quite nice because then you can just do that. You run past enemies and you can make your way to the boss, right? And then for the boss, you have some sort of sequence strat of like, oh, we're going to do this and then this and we're do our buffs and all that. The Assassin's Gambit Ash of War requires you to like stab your hand, or you like cut your palm with your knife or whatever weapon it's on, and then you turn invisible. It actually does self-damage, which obviously this character cannot afford. So the stealth option is not an option. We're fucked on that account. Additionally, basically all of the physics that I enjoy using are like absorption and health regen, right? Which are both completely useless. Meaning I have to have like a completely different I need to have a completely different physic setup than I normally use. Alright, let's warp back here and get our free bell.
This way, tarnished. May
Hello,
I
Blue
have a
Woman.
word?
I am also Blue Woman.
A pleasure to meet thee, tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of
No,
a
you
tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed.
I literally I
And
never
upon
used that
looking
horse.
into the matter, the talk I surmise is of thee.
How the fuck did you
Thou
learn
art
of this?
possessed of the power, no, to call forth a spectral steed named Torrent.
Yeah, I got a spectral
As I had
steed.
hoped, I was entrusted this for thee by Torrent's form.
Yep, thanks.
The bell summoned the spirit, now it is that.
Anyway, see you later.
Forgive mine intrusion, tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet.
Now we'll meet again. You're associated with like 2 different remembrance bosses. I have to do your quest line.
Tarnished tire of obeisance to the 2 fingers.
I just like that she makes the donkey go to sleep. Oh wait, wake up. God damn it. I think they even have like a little snoring sound effect. Okay. So now that we have that. Oh, let me also send something real quick. Alright, now that that's taken care of. Okay, so scavenger hunt time. First things first, we need this map. Because I don't have every location memorized. And then we also need this whetstone. So we're more or less going to do the same thing that I always do at the start of a Elden Ring run, which is this giant ass overworld scavenger hunt. There's a lot of different little upgrade materials that we can grab, as well as a bunch of free runes and a bunch of I guess it's not too helpful, but like golden seeds and flask upgrades, basically. Now there are a few things that I don't know about this run, which is I have no idea if Torrent's health is changed at all. I don't know if that's in any way tied to how much health the player has or not. I really hope it isn't, because if Torrent also has 1 HP, that's going to be really, really inconvenient. Because, first of all, I'll just be falling off this fucking horse all the time. And second of all, he's actually a pretty good meat shield. Because there's a lot of different fights, especially against like dragons and stuff, where like Torrent will just tank the hit for me. And it's so wonderful. Sometimes you both get hit, but like if Torrent can actually effectively work as just a little bit of a meat shield, that would be very, very nice. But we'll find out. Probably pretty quickly. Alright, so things that I want to do. We need to, I guess we don't need to grab... Do we really need to grab the, like, flask count upgrades? I've got 4, and they all can only really be used for mana, which I'm not going to use that much of. Oh, okay, so 2 things confirmed. Torrent's health is not 1 HP. And also death number 1. Alright. Yeah, so Torrent doesn't have 1 HP. But the thing is, the amount of hits that are going to hit Torrent and not me are like pretty few. It's really not that common that just the horse gets hit. And it's mostly against fights that aren't really that bad in the first place. Like, the main thing I'm thinking of is with the dragons. We talked to this lady because I want to do this quest line.
The servant, they've since come. I fear it's no lease. Would you mind?
Yeah. Give me a letter, please. Thank you. All right. Ooh.
Deliver it to my father.
Nope. I'm not doing that. Get me back on my horse. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so I might as well grab the golden seeds, but I don't think they'll be that helpful to me. I mainly just want the like heal count upgrades. Because, or not heal count, heal amount. I don't know what I just said. I want the sacred tears. I don't really care that much about the seeds. Tears, not seeds. Might as well grab this just for some bonus stamina regen. Apparently don't have the strength to use it. I didn't know it even had a strength requirement. Okay, and then we've got map piece seed. There's some things that I literally just should not grab. It's just a complete waste of time. I need to remember to do just that and not actually grab them. Like I normally get, there's like a health regen ring that you can grab over. Woo! In one of the areas I'll be in next. But that's completely useless because there's no health to regen. Alright, we'll come back to that guy later. Maybe not, but probably. Because he doesn't have a remembrance boss near him. Bros. But it is an achievement boss, so it kind of feels like I should do it. But we'll see. I'm not planning to use what's in that castle. This is going to be primarily a Dex build, just like how I did with Dark Souls 1 HP, just because Dex is just far and away the better physical option for this kind of thing. Like, I need to be able to safely hit and not trade hits or anything like that. And strength, as much as it's fun, the only way that I could like safely do strength is with like stunlock strats, basically. Which, as I said, I don't want to do. I want to play reactively. So Dex is going to be the way. And then I'm not going to use intelligence very much, just like in real life, because I have no real need to cast big spells. I realized way later, or not even really way later, but once I was kind of deep in the Dark Souls 1 HP run, that there's actually a spell that buffs shield absorption in that game. And so if I had wanted to make things easier on myself, I could have grabbed the like magic shield spell. But I didn't really want to. It just didn't seem right. Because like, you know, I kind of enjoy that I can block against specific enemies. Although this shield is completely useless on that front. This shield does not have 100% absorption on anything. And I don't really plan to do a ton of blocking in this anyway. So we're gonna keep that same thinking, same line of thinking. That we're gonna avoid blocking for the most part. Okay, now we got this. And Sacred Tia. Okay, so right, so there's a second church. I can grab this second church, but I don't want to go up to the tower because the tower is useless. That tower over there contains the health regen talisman that I like. But unfortunately, your mother. And by that, I mean, I'm not going to grab it. Because not going to help. All right. So the big things that I think will be very useful for this run are like, they're kind of fast, scary enemies. Which is good and bad. Good because it's fun, you know? But it's bad because I want the things, goddammit. Alright, so let's go here. Might as well fight our first boss. First real boss. Let's pump up these. And reallocate all to blue. Blue is the only useful one. Alright. So as much as it pains me to say this, normally I go and I get this this Erd Tree Guardian Sentinel. I forget what it's called. This tree man boss that we're gonna fight. I normally grab him because he has like two of the best starting tiers. I don't trust this on the horse. Okay, if we get these guys drip, I actually like that. So, all of these Erd Tree Guardian guys, I really like their gold outfit, and I really like their weapon too. Enough that I'm almost tempted to farm for it, but I'm not sure. Not sure if I'll actually do that. All right, first boss time. Technically, we did, quote unquote, fight one other boss with the tutorial boss. The tutorial just like insta ended because of the fact that you don't technically die in the tutorial. They like really decided that like on a technicality, you're just not really allowed to die to the first boss. You can die to gravity, but if the boss hits you, you can only get down to 1 HP, and then it triggers the cutscene. Which is why it triggered immediately. Oh shit. Okay, that's the most dangerous move he has. Is that spellcast one. If we can avoid getting the spell cast, that would be perfect. This butt stomp, perfectly fine. Okay. It's mainly dangerous not because of its own properties, but the fact that there's all these fucking pots around. If I accidentally run into one, I might die. Oh shit, there's the little... Oh, I don't want the little dude hitting me. Please don't let me get memed by the little ad. Okay, good. He took care of him. What an honorable fellow. What a nice tree. He even gave me an item. Oh shit. My prince robes. Let's fucking go. Thank you, tree. Alright, nice. A drip acquired and 1 boss killed. So, I think that's all we need from this peninsula because the tower is useless. Now we've got to backtrack more and go to the side. Alright, let me level up as well. So, I have some notes to work off of that I set up a while ago. Okay, so let's see. 22. What is this telling me? Okay, let's just work on dex first, since that will be our main stat here. We'll figure out the rest as we go. Okay, so Scavenger Hunt Part 1 done. But unfortunately, we need to go further beyond.
Oi! You there?
Shut up, Bach. I don't care. Nope, I don't care. You're a tree, plus British, plus... I don't even know what those guys are called. Demi-human? Not because he's British. It's literally the lore, okay? That's not a British thing. It's just... That's... In the game, literally, that's the faction that he's in, okay? Don't put that on me. I was not the one who decided that the demi-human should have a British accent, okay? That was Miyazaki. You can't put that on me. Anyway, we're gonna grab the physic as well as... I don't think if I should kill this NPC. I don't think I should kill Kenneth. I think Kenneth is just fine. I think he's alright where he is. He can just stand up on that ridge forever. Unless... Actually... Hold on.
Is anybody there?
Not here to rescue you, Kenneth. But, I just realized this cliff has an item that I need, and I've like always... What the fuck? What is with my speech emphasis? I've always approached it from up on the cliffs. And it's really dangerous because the gravity is like just so that if you like you inch a little too far, you get a little too risky with it, you just fucking die. But this is the same ledge. And I didn't need to do that ever. I need this Ferber's cookbook. I did say I would like to avoid like scripted kills and things like that. And that is absolutely true. Unfortunately, there are a few bosses that are just extremely fucked in terms of 1 HP. And that cookbook will help with one of them. If you know it already, you know, keep it to yourself. But yeah, we'll need some specific counter strats for a few bosses. I think there are roughly, I think like 3 bosses that I need like specific counter strats for, and the rest are gonna be more or less normal fights. But we'll see as we go. That actually reminds me, I start with a bow, which is really nice. But yeah, we're just grabbing physics. Dectus medallion is going to be important. And then we'll head to Altus to grab some more stuff. For the most part, it's just flask upgrades, to be honest. But we're going to have to explore what crack tiers are worth using. There's a couple that I know of that are really interesting / good. There's one up in Altus, which I didn't actually mark the location for. Maybe it's in Caelid? I don't actually remember where it is. All I know is that I want it. But in terms of like the tiers, I don't know, because all the ones I like using are fucking useless. Like temporarily boost stamina? I don't really care. But like, what else can I do? You know? There's the elemental crack tiers, but I'm not sure that I'm going to be doing much like elemental or magic damage for a long time. There is a weapon that I want to use that is elemental. I need this guy to shoot. Oh! Yep. He stabbed right through Torrent and right up my ass. Unlucky, really. I was so worried about the crossbow guy that the spear guy, he hit me with the fucking sneaky beaky like. I'd be interested to know why there's 3 separate, like max HP IDs. 'Cause that's very strange. Especially because they're not even different at all. They were all set to like the same value. Because I was thinking for a second that it might have been great runes. But then it's just not. It's just like then they would at least be different, right? This guy actually climbing up because I'm down to fight him. Oh yeah, he is. Come on, bud. Butt boy. Oh, butt boy. I was thinking I really cannot get hit by his like first attack after calling him a butt boy. That would just, that's just inappropriate, you know? That would just be a shame. Okay, we don't need those runes. I need to go here. Scavenger Hunt Part 2 completed. Now we need to get to Part 3. So far we've just grabbed healing upgrades in the Dectus. And then that Ash of War is actually useful. It might be good, it might be not. I'm not sure yet. Because the bleed scaling would be nice, but I feel like we probably just get more damage out of raw dex anyway. Okay, Scavenger Part 3. Just gonna ignore this guy and all the other hellishly powerful enemies around here. So now we gotta grab the other Dectus half and a shit ton of runes and the Radagon Scar Seal. Because what's really wonderful with the Radagon Scar Seal is that it gives you a bunch of stats in exchange for lowering absorption. Absorption does not fucking matter. It doesn't matter. What am I gonna do? Take 2 damage instead of 1? I'll just die. I'll just die anyway. It's all good. Well, there is one thing I wanted to check though. I was looking at the wiki. Because doing a co-op run. And I needed like 1 billion materials. Because my ass cannot just choose a weapon to use. When I do like full like slow kind of just casual playthroughs, I'm like, I want to use as many weapons on one character as I can realistically afford. And apparently, yep, Somber 9. Incredible. I know, apparently I grabbed that on my other character. But I had no recollection that that was there, so it's a nice, really early Somber 9. Obviously, there's still other ways to get... There's like the Somber 9 in Dragon Barrow, but still, you know. Now you can get 2. The real struggle is finding 7s. I have no idea why they decided to make Somber 7 just the rarest material in the universe. It's just it's like unobtainable. Like, I'm almost certain that there's like 5 Somber 7s in the entire fucking game. That might be an exaggeration, but it's like a mild exaggeration. It's pretty accurate. There's at most like 7 of them. Oh, hey, Melina. I'm getting kidnapped to the round table. No, come on. No, you can't you just tell me where it is? Can't you just tell me where it is and then I can go on my own? I just wanted to put an Ash of War on and now you're teleporting me to a whole fucking... Also, moral of the story. Holding hands with a woman teleports you. It teleports you. This isn't even the only time that this happens. It's just in Miyazaki, in Elden Ring, making contact with a woman can do all sorts of crazy things. Right? There's multiple women that teleport you. One makes you stronger. One gives you an STD. it's just madness. I don't know what he was cooking with that, but he was cooking something. I don't think that there's any men that you touch and then something crazy happens. You can touch men all you want, as far as this game is concerned. But if you touch a woman, you don't know what's going to happen to you. Right? In game. Is that all the runes here? I thought there was more. Oh, there's one. Got a grave rob, effectively. Leave nothing behind. Want all the goodies. Oh wait, no, I can't even go. Oh, please don't strike me with lightning. Trying to think, there's a torch that would be really useful in this area. But that shit is like way far away. Oh wait, no, it's in Caleb. Oh, it is in Caleb. Oh, okay. Let's grab the Grace and then we'll head back here. Okay. Whee! Because while I don't know the limits of this item I want to get, I'm pretty sure it helps. I know it helps at least a little bit in getting the second Dectus medallion. But how are we do it? This is probably the closest, right? It's still pretty fucking far, but we'll make do. Elden Ring boys, make do. Okay, now how the hell do we get over there? Where's my giant gust of wind? Turtle house. Oh, small turtle house. Okay. We just gotta do a bunch more running, honestly. Whee! I'm gonna stick to the right side because there's an NPC that invades and I just don't want to deal with her ass. I just want to keep going. On the road again. I can't even like, you're not even allowed to like sing shit on YouTube, I think. This doesn't even work. They'll find you. They'll copyright your throat. They'll sue your larynx, the sound it's produced. Rough road out there. I've even seen people getting like copy striked for playing their own songs. Like you'll literally see, like I saw this with Enna, where like posted that her video or her stream, I don't remember, got demonetized because of her own song, and you just saw a copyright strike and then the song title with the artist being literally Anna Alouette. It's like, can the thing not recognize that this is the same channel? Like it's the actual you're copy striking yourself. You'd think that it would recognize that somehow, that like, hey, the rights holder is the person that is using it. Like, is there any way? Like it just makes me question if there's any way to like even post your own stuff, like your own published songs without like explicitly letting YouTube know in advance and having it stay monetized. It's just crazy. Alright, Somber 8 acquired. I don't necessarily know if I have a use for extra Sombers. I'm not going to be using a ton of different weapons because I want to make things easy on myself. At least in terms of like damage output. And having just like, hey, this works and this works. But I can grab this map piece. I don't think there's going to be too much experimentation in terms of weapon choice. At least until we get more like bell bearings and things like that. Now, I'm not really intending to grab any somber weapon right off the bat. Just because I'm going to be sticking with mostly katanas. And the only somber katanas that you can grab early are like Moonveil, and then the Meteor one. The Meteor one is decent, and Moonveil is very good. But I don't want to level into int enough to actually be able to use it. Plus, I feel like if I use Moonveil, I'm just going to be tempted to just weapon art spam, which I also don't really want to do. I consider that pretty much along the same lines as like just spell spamming, in that it's like there's some Ashes of War that are just so powerful you don't necessarily need to give a shit about what the enemy's doing, or rather you don't really need to use any other attack, which I think is kind of lame. Now obviously I'm not gonna like refuse to use Ashes of War. Like, there's useful ones. I like them. But, I don't want my go-to plan to just be use an Ash of War until the thing is dead. Also, let's do something funny. Maybe not. Because this Ash of War is another one that costs HP. And I was like, I could kill myself humorously as a meme. But no. Yeah, we need to get a bunch of money, and this is the easiest way. So we're just going to bleed this thing to death by slapping its ass. And I guess in the meantime, I can use this as an opportunity to talk about, like, channel status and, like, plans and things like that. So, as I said, I didn't get to stream last week because of hectic work stuff. And unfortunately, that will probably apply to next weekend as well. So I'll have to figure out when I can actually do shit, streaming-wise. After next weekend, things should be okay, for the most part. Up until the start of October, which I don't have a plan for yet. So in October, I'm going to be leaving the country for an extended amount of time, and I will have no capacity to stream. I'm not going to say where I'm going right now, but I'll probably post some pictures on Twitter. So hashtag follow me on Twitter. It's the best place to get both stream updates for the weird schedules that I'm going to have next week, as well as for updates during October. So what I want to try to do is still have some sort of uploads going on YouTube during that time. Most likely it'll just be clips. I'm going to try to go through and find good clips from previous streams to just throw there onto the YouTube channel. Maybe like 2 a week, which I know is not a ton, but yeah, I will have zero capacity to stream. I don't think I will literally even have access to any video games of any kind. In terms of like streamable games. So it's gonna be something. But we'll get through it and we'll come back with stories to tell. But anyway, yeah, I guess other big updates in terms of the channel and kind of practical information. I don't know if I updated the my bio on here or not, but I've kind of decided that in terms of rigging a model is probably not the best use of my time. I wanted to be very prideful and be like, oh yeah, I want to do everything myself. All of the assets, all of this, all of that on my own. And while I think that that's absolutely possible for me to do, I don't think it's really practical time-wise. Because rigging is quite hard. And it's a skill set that I don't have from like other things. Like I don't really know animation. I am not the most well versed in like art and perspective type stuff. So being able to actually get that done, it would take a whole lot of trial and error and would basically be starting from the ground up. So I think officially I will not be rigging my own model, which is tough to say. It kind of hurts my pride a bit, but such is life. So I'm going to be looking to see if there are, I'm like in the market for that kind of thing, basically, what I'm trying to say. No specific details nailed down yet, but they will develop. Okay, so the good things about leveling with this 1 HP is that we don't have to level health, right? There's no real reason to level mind because I'm not going to be spamming spells or abilities. Endurance, main thing I level endurance for is for armor, or if I have really high stamina cost weapons. Dex weapons normally don't have that high of a stamina cost, and armor doesn't do shit for me. So these three stats are basically all useless. And the remaining ones are the only ones I have to care about. Intelligence, I'm not really going to be using. So we can skip that. There are literally 4 stats that I need to level, or that are useful to level. And even with faith, I'm not really going to use that either. So it's just going to be basically dex, a little bit of strength. I forget what this 22 is for. For some reason I wrote down that I should have 22 strength, and I don't know why. Do I bother trusting myself? I know I'm going to need arcane eventually, so arcane of 20. Can I get this to 22? I can get it to 20. That's good enough. Actually, this is probably a better use. But yeah, levels in terms of meeting like stat requirements, probably not going to be an issue at all. Just because all of the levels can go into attack stats very efficiently. Let me throw this on here. This beast repellent torch repels beasts. I don't know if these guys count as beasts exactly. But boy, I hope so. Please don't poison me. Okay, I think we're good. You'd figure that would work on bats. Bats are beasts. Why do you guys get an exception? But yeah, so I think like rats, dogs, things of that nature won't really give a shit about me as long as I have this equipped. Which is pretty nice because those things tend to have weird and erratic behavior and hits, which essentially mean I die. It's obviously not good. How likely is it that I can just fall out of here? And does the torch deactivate? Oh, okay. This works. Let's try to live. This 2800 isn't enough to get a level, but it's enough to make me unhappy about losing. Okay, so that is Scavenger Hunt Part 3. Now begins the long journey for even more scavenging. That's right, we're not done. We are not fucking done. There's even more things we need to grab because Elden Ring is an open world video game that I happen to know how to navigate. Which means I need to grab as many useful things that don't allow, or that don't require boss killing as possible. We've got more upgrade materials, more free souls, more stuff like that. Because the more we get from this, the less we will need later on. Now, thinking about cracked tiers, I know there are stat boosting ones. Problem is, I'm not sure if those are really the best ones for me to use. Once again, stat requirements are not going to be a big thing. And we're probably going to be able to get a good amount out of our scaling just from our own levels. Okay, good, that didn't hit me. So we'll have to see. I honestly think that like the oh yeah, what does this have? Oops. Barricade shield. Yeah, I think barricade shield might be a Ash of War equivalent of the like just shield buffing tool, which again, I don't want to use that. If anything, I will probably equip no skill onto the shield, but we'll see. Okay, give me this. Hello, depressed woman. Give me a jellyfish. Come on now.
It's scary. I want to know nothing.
I want that jam. I want that jelly from that jellyfish. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. I don't really know why I bothered to get that. I'm not sure if she moves without you exhausting her dialogue or not. I think you have to get the jellyfish if you want her to move over and then upgrade your summons. So that's definitely going to be necessary because, like, come on now. Some of these bosses are going to need a little bit of assistance on my part. So Spirit Ashes. Absolutely. I thought that guy was going to hit me as I was sitting down. Interestingly though, there are certain Spirit Ashes that are disallowed. Now, it's not because of my own personal integrity or anything like that. I would use any of those things. It's specifically because the best spirit summon in the entire game is unusable on this build. Because the Mimic tier does not cost mana. The Mimic tier costs health. It costs 600 health to summon. Now, if you're a normal guy who's leveling vigor at all, you're going to have 600 health to spare for the Mimic tier, who will then, like, solo bosses for you. I swear to God, the Mimic tier is like a 60th percentile skill player of this game. Like, the majority of people who play this game are probably not as good as the Mimic tier is. And that's not to throw shade at anybody. They just made that thing hella good. But yeah, I can't use the Mimic tier because it costs health, and there's no way around that, as far as I know. There are other spirit summons that are quite good that I can use since they cost mana, but no Mimic tier. Additionally, I have no idea how the Mimic tier's stats are calculated as far as like health goes. I know it has a way inflated health pool compared to the player, but I don't know if it still factors in the base health of the player or not. Because if it does, you know, maybe the Mimic tier would have like 100 HP or some shit. I have no idea. Alright, so now we gotta go through. We're still grabbing more shit. I've kind of gone through phases with this game where when I started playing it for the first time, I didn't really understand a decent number of the mechanics. I didn't really get the feel of it too quick. And I completely fucked up my routing for it. I actually ended up going to Liurnia first somehow. Like I took that back path. And that really fucked me up. And I was like, God damn, this game is like really hard and there's no upgrade materials and this, like, what the fuck? I just went the wrong way. And then after I figured that out and things started turning around, I was like, okay, you know, this is a good ass game actually. Changed my mind on this. And I circled around and I was like, yeah, this is a good ass game. And that lasted for a very long time. Up until I got to like the end of the game. And I was like, oh, this is like really hard. This game scales like crazy. And also it's fucking massive. And none of that is really like a problem. Oh, fuck. I might need to think about how I'm gonna grab this map piece. I'd also shift myself slightly upwards. There we go. Now you can see the soul counter. I want this map piece, but I don't really need it. But then again, I also don't really need... to keep the death count low either. Honestly, fuck it. I don't think we need that map piece at all. I think that just covers the lower area, which I don't really give a shit about. So we'll go around this way. But yeah, so that went, and then I got to the end of the game, and I started some other characters, and started doing like, oh, you know, different builds and things like that. And I explored the game more and more, and I was like, oh, you know, there's kind of some stuff that's pretty repetitive, and the fact that you really are heavily incentivized to do this kind of like scavenger hunt right at the beginning. It's not even a short one. Like, I mean, we've been going at it for like an hour and 15 minutes of just running around grabbing shit. And as much as I want to say that that sucks and that, you know, it's a bad game as a result or something, that's just not true. Like, none of this is necessary, right? It's useful. It's helpful. I definitely wouldn't want to skip it on a run like this. But it's entirely unnecessary. Right? You pick what you do at the start of each run. And if you want to do this at the start of your run, that's fine. But... Oh... can't exactly blame the game, you know? You can't blame the game for you choosing to take advantage of your knowledge of it, you know? And so I kind of came around on that and on some of the repeated stuff, you know? There's quite a few bosses that are... I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to think of bosses that don't have a copy of them somewhere in the map. Which is a bit sad. But the game is so fucking big. Like, literally. And the only reason that I'm even aware of how many repeat stuff there is because I went through and killed them all with a fucking spreadsheet. Like, I just have a wicked... Like, I have an Excel spreadsheet of bosses with locations linked and all this kind of shit. And it's like... Well, yeah, if you explore every single nook and cranny and fight every single boss, it turns out that a number of them are repeated. Multiple times. But when I went through and played on my first playthrough, right, in terms of a first experience, you're not really likely to have that as an issue. Right? Like, I don't think there were that many bosses that I fought as, like, repeat enemies in my first playthrough. Just because I didn't find the other versions of them. So, as much as it would be really cool to have a unique boss in every single place, I think that if you really sit down and look at how much enemy and boss variety there is in this game, it's pretty fucking astounding. Like, you can't really say it's lacking in enemy variety. Yeah, that and then loot stuff. A lot of loot stuff is kind of useless in terms of like beating an area. So I absolutely understand the criticism of like, oh, you know, you go through, you find an area, you go through it. It's, you know, it's alright, it's decently fun. And then you get to the end and then the like treasure is like, you know, you get a blood flower or something. It's like, okay, sure, you know, that kind of sucks. But, I think that in terms of the good things in this game, there's a lot of good. There's far, far more good than there is bad in this. And if you know the game well enough, just skip the bad stuff. Like, fuck it. You know? Like, we've got the heroes' graves with the big-ass chariots. I hate those things. I'm not gonna do them unless I need to. I know they exist. I've done them. I've gone through them. It's fine. You know? But, I don't need to do them on every run. And that's fine with me. And secondly, I think the lore of this game is tremendously good. I know it isn't really a direct effect on gameplay, but like going through and learning the lore and then going and exploring areas again afterwards, knowing more about the context of it is really cool. And I think it adds a lot for me. So anyway, all that to say, I like the game. I think it's quite good. I think it might arguably be the best game that FromSoft has put out in this franchise or series, whatever you want to call it. But whatever you want to call their fantasy sword using games, you know. I think it might definitely be... It's definitely a contender for being the best one they've put out. So if I sit there and I think about it, like every single one of these games have like notable flaws. Like not even stuff I can really be like, oh yeah, but you know, it's like I can't downplay it. Some of the stuff in each of these games is just a bit dog shit. Right? Like Dark Souls 1, you get past Ornstein and Smo and you've got like 4 pretty lackluster areas to go through before beating the game. Right? Like the catacombs is not, it's fine. Again, it's okay. The archives are interesting. But like Izalith fucking sucks. It's just like, it's just actually bad. Right? There's no real way to get around it. And I know that it's like, oh, you know, they ran out of development time and things like that. I'm not blaming them, right? It's just like in terms of a gameplay experience, it ain't ideal, right? And then there's balance issues, like parrying is just extremely powerful. Backstabs are extremely powerful. Going into Dark Souls 2 has a ton of problems. A lot of interesting stuff. It does some things well, and I think that the ideas behind what they did in Dark Souls 2 are, you know, well intended, but just kind of didn't work out so great. And then Dark Souls 3 is pretty aggressively linear, which isn't a bad thing in itself, right? I don't think that every Souls game or every game that FromSoft releases needs to be some choose-your-own-adventure open, like pseudo-open world or actually open world. Even though I think with like Elden Ring, it turned out pretty well. But it does give it a much more limiting feel in terms of what you have available to you, like build-wise and things like that. It's the same issue that I have with Bloodborne, but to a lesser extent, where with Bloodborne, the build options you have are so limited by your progress into the game. Where it's like, oh, you want to use Ludwig's Holy Sword? Fucking get ready to beat the DLC, dumbass. You want to use the church pick? Same deal. Like, what? The church pick? Really? I have to kill an entire DLC boss to use the church pick. This isn't even like some crazy exotic weapon. You know? But you can use the Amygdalin arm, you know, just for free. You just gotta run through. It's all good. And then it also has to be said that like Dark Souls 3 is really like there's kind of no gimmick bosses for the most part. It's all kind of straightforward, like rolling hit combat. They don't mix it up too much. Which ironically is one of the reasons why I quite like that game and I have a lot of hours in it, is because it's very comfortable. It is for the most part, I would say the most like inoffensive of the Souls games. I can go back to it and I very rarely have the feeling of like, oh fuck, I'm at this part, you know? Whereas like, if I have a character that's headed to like Lost Izalith in Dark Souls 1, and I take a break and I come back, I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, you know, I gotta fight Bed of Chaos. Like this fucking thing again. You know? And Dark Souls 2 is just the whole experience, but we don't have to talk about that. And Dark Souls 3, it's like, okay, you know? There's never really a point where I'm like, where I get to it and I'm like, oh, you know, I want to stop. Like, I don't want to like boot up the game again because this part just annoys me, you know? Which is a double-edged sword in that it feels safe design-wise, but at the same time, I like playing that fucking game. I'm thinking about playing it right now. I'm like, oh man, I can get that. I can get the Cinders mod rolling. Have a grand old time. I just think it has a really, really solid skeleton. Yeah, and then Sekiro, replayability is an issue, right? There's certain enemy designs that I really dislike. Why did I go here? Okay, the scavenger hunt is nearing its end, I promise. Got a few more things to grab. And then I think we'll be just about ready. Yes. Right? Yes. Now I do need to decide what I'm going to do weapon-wise. There's a weapon that I can try to unlock, but I think it would be genuinely really shit to try to do. So I want to get the Nagakiba. Because first of all, I like that weapon, and second of all, it's tied to a quest line that's going to be useful for this. The issue is I need to kill 2 different NPC invaders that are both going to be just a complete knife up the ass. One literally and one figuratively. So we might do a little other boss fighting so that I can get this katana up into fighting shape and take on bosses that... Please do not shoot me. But anyway, overall point is all of the Souls games have problems. And I think other games have worse problems than this one. With those problems being, you know, repeated bosses and questionable loot placement and big ass first hour and a half scavenger hunt. Kind of want to do a playthrough of Dark Souls 2 at some point on stream, but I feel like that's a recipe for disaster. I would absolutely not be doing like Dark Souls 2 1 HP. That's not happening. I am never committing to doing that. But a Covenant of Champions run is more reasonable. I don't think I really want to do it, is the thing. But it's a little tempting. But yeah, that game is definitely my least played of all of them. Actually, Demon Souls is probably less, but that's just because of lack of access to the game up until recently. But yeah, Dark Souls 2 I think is just fundamentally the way that it feels. I just don't... It just kind of feels bad to play. Everything feels very stiff. The stamina regen is really slow. Moves feel like they have a really extended startup to them. The weapon balance for PvE is really questionable, I would say. In that, like, rapiers and maces are just fucking busted. Oh, I forgot to grab this map piece. Backstabs and parries both feel kind of awful, which I'm more okay with, honestly. Like, if I compare the games where parrying is really strong, right? So that would be like Dark Souls 1 for sure. Bloodborne for sure, at least on the parry front. The backstabs are kind of fucked in that game, but it doesn't really matter. But parries are extremely strong. I think it's just so difficult to balance in terms of making parries feel like dangerous but worth it. In that, like, you know, if you just know the timing, it just works. There's not really danger to it. It's just a knowledge check. So then, once you get the knowledge, ta-da, it's the best strategy. Like, nothing beats it. And so I think if the choice is between having parries be really good, having them be consistent, and then as a result of that, having them be broken in like just the dominant strategy, I would rather them be more inconsistent and kind of shit. Because I just don't think that it's a very interesting way to play when you just kind of parry everything. Unless it's done like Sekiro, but that's different. That's a different mechanic. That's like active blocking rather than parrying in this sense. All right. Let's get down to business. What the hell am I saying? This is probably the last stop on the scavenger hunt overall, which is good. I just need to kill this boss, and then we're kind of on our way. Now that being said, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get through here. And secondly, I have a bunch of upgrade materials and stuff that I should spend. Right, because I have... Why do I have 4 of these? Oh, right, I need to reallocate instantly. Oh, also, rune arcs are going to be fucking dog shit in this run because they last until you die, and I'm going to die a billion times. I'm probably going to die, like, damn near instantly. Okay, where's my wondrous physic? Significantly negates damage. It's not actually 100%, so it's useless. Because we're doing this and this. I'll throw that on. Hold up. I like to have this there. And this is my physic. Okay, I have a bunch of free souls as well, so let's go ahead and... Yeah. I need 1, 2... Whatever. I want to upgrade. I don't think there's much... I don't think the damage is going to help too much. But, basically, once I kill this guy, I'm gonna have access to all of the shards 1 through 4 anyway. So it doesn't matter if I waste these on this Uchi, which will be used temporarily, because I can just get more. Okay, she is here. Nice. Alright. I should have checked what size of rune that was before just popping it, but whatever. Yeah, 162 damage. If we switch our Ash of War, because none of these guys bleed, we're gonna fight next. Yeah, if I just make this standard, that's better. Yeah. Oh wait, I can even turn this in. Oh wait, no. I need a 2. I need 1, 2. That's what's blocking me from advancing. Alright, you gotta get the 2s. Alright, how fucked are we? This honestly is like the amount of damage that I would expect, but I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. This isn't unusual. It's just sad. Alright, so we get 2 and 3 for free. I'm becoming more tempted. That's not what I wanted to do. It doesn't matter, fuck it. I am becoming more tempted to grab the, oh, well, hey, there's a 2. Grab the Meteor Blade. Because if I get magic damage, then I can actually hurt these guys a bit better, I think. Doesn't really make sense that they'd be weaker to magic damage, considering they're in like the magic place. But they definitely would take more from that than from physical. This guy's gonna meme the fuck out of me, so I'll meme him back. And his little butt bozo over there is gonna do the same thing. I just need the materials. It doesn't really matter if I die. Whoa. See? Told you. Controls visible? Yeah, you can see how I play Claw 99% of the time. And how I will inevitably develop arthritis. Not actually how arthritis works, but... Carpal tunnel? I have no idea. I don't think it really puts that much strain on my wrist. It's more on my hands than anything. Like my right index finger is probably not happy about it, but I've abused the weakness out of it. All of the weak cells in my hands have already died, disappeared. You don't really need these either. I'm probably just dying for no reason. Yeah. 'Cause honestly, the only thing I need is the bell bearing. If I just run past these guys, which I'm pretty sure I can. I think I can. We'll be good. Yeah, so in terms of routing this out, I have a general idea of what we're going to do, but there's no, like, step-by-step process. Offline, what I was doing was mostly just playing the game and fucking around, looking at the wiki, seeing what there is to see, in order to then theory craft what would be actually useful on this run. I have not gone and practiced any bosses. I have not gone and set out a exact route of doing this and doing that. It's gonna be a similar vibe to in Dark Souls 1, where the things that are really, really bad and problematic, I've thought about and have a plan for. That's the wrong item again. Maybe I should just switch these at this point. You there. You there. Where I was kind of just fucking around and doing mostly what I wanted to do. With just some strats in the back pocket for stuff that I knew was going to be bad. Things I knew that would lead to suffering. And even some of those things I don't have a strategy for. Please let me fuck off. Of course, I get 10 feet away from the shortcut. Maybe I can stagger that guy as he's trying to cast. Yeah, it's mostly just general knowledge from playing this a bunch offline. Because yeah, I now have, I think, 2 characters that are nearing true, like 100% completion of the game. I went through and did the all achievements character, which is in like NG plus 4 or some shit. And then, yeah, I have then a separate character. Actually, how many characters do I even have? Yeah, I've got the NG plus 4 one. I've got a different one that was kind of the theory test for this build, except I just kind of leveled normally and all that. It wasn't actually 1 HP. But it was kind of like, oh, you know, what do I like to use? Type thing. How viable... It was basically a check to see what kinds of stuff do I like using, and is that viable for this? It turns out... I think it is. I don't know. But, oh, these guys shoot spells. What the fuck? I thought they just used their crystal shit, you bastard. And yeah. We'll be vibing. We will be vibing. These guys are a bit of a problem. There's a few things, like a regular enemy-wise, that are pretty bad. Oh, what the fuck? Why? Sir, why do you give a shit? I'm not trying to fight you. Go away. Don't shoot. That's gonna explode. You motherfucker! I didn't do anything to you. You bitch. You senile fucking rock. God damn it. And now the elevator's at the bottom, and I just have to deal with that shit. I didn't think this would be this much of a problem, to be honest. Like, bosses are going to be an issue for sure. That's normal. That's expected. But random fucking crystal dude deciding that I am his mortal nemesis? And that I must die for my sins of existing in his general region? I'm just going to say it right now. Is it because I'm also blue? Because that's fucked up. He's gonna cast his shit, please. No, 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 no. Fuck off. I might have to do actual no-hit strats for this. I don't know why these bastards can't just fucking take a second and not be spewing magic out of their ass. So there's sort of stealth in this game. And by sort of stealth, I mean there's a stealth mechanic, I suppose. Holy fuck. He almost meatied me. Did that guy fall off the cliff? Serves you right, bitch. There's a... Oh my god. Just fuck off, old man. Like, look at this. Please. Please. Just let me live. Let me live. For fuck's sake. Let me live. No! Holy shit. I'm just running. I don't give a shit anymore. We gotta get to the boss. I gotta get out of this fucking place. What? Okay, and I want to say that there's good news. And that this boss is going to be like guaranteed easy mode hog. But I just can't say that. Especially when he's given this fucking attack pattern. Oh, that's the wrong move. I don't have the move that I was expecting to have. Okay. I was expecting to have the default shit. And I do not. Okay. This is fine. Okay, your spindle. Okay, we're good. Never mind, we're good. Everything is fine. I think that charge attack, the charge attack tier is actually perfect for that. It's nice. Okay. We're done with that shit. What was I saying? I think I was talking about something in general before I was interrupted. Anyway, we have upgrade materials now, which means we can start to take on bigger and badder stuff. Oops, this is the wrong location. I want to unequip this Ash of War entirely because determination is just gonna get me killed. All right. Now I can get... Oh, I have the amount required. I can get 2 of this. One of those. I've got more soul items. Rune items, I guess. Okay. That's probably enough money. But we'll see. Okay, so now we can get this all the way up to plus 12. Which will be quite nice for our starter weapon. Just a few runes short, god damn it. Alright, there we go. Now we've got some actual damage. 240 ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Okay, let me go ahead and... Oops. Marker. Boom. There we go. I don't want to mark the bosses that I've killed, just to try to keep track. I think, honestly, one of the best bosses that we could kill now is over here. Because, well, we have some damage now. We still don't have any new tools, really. Let me actually... Let me check something real quick. Alright, what do we need for this weapon? 18 intelligence. I don't think I want to do that. I don't really think I want to do that. Like 18 intelligence? That's a lot. No. I'm just trying to think of what would be a good somber weapon to use in the first place. And it's like... Well, Melania's hand is fucking great. But we're not getting that. Not yet. Rivers of Blood, also great. That's gonna be in a while. Moonveil is too much intelligence cost. And Meteoric Blade is also pretty high intelligence cost. When it comes to dex weapons that I could upgrade with this ore, that I could also get quickly. There's really not that many. I guess like Winged Scythe, that's kind of shit, to be honest. Can't lie. It's not a bad weapon, but I don't think it's a good one. You know? Anyway, we'll just stick with Uchi for now. We might be able to complete the Nagakiba quest with Uchi. I think that won't be okay. I tried to roll that and it was just too late. Ow. My posture has been dog shit recently, and I don't know why. Maybe is my monitor too low? So it's incentivizing me hunching down? I don't know, but it's not great. Oh. Okay. Now this guy, well, he is very similar to the other tree that we fought. He's honestly quite a bit more dangerous, specifically for 1 HP. Because he spews, yep, yeah, that's the perfect fucking example. He spews his toxic piss everywhere that does contact damage. And the exact locations that it goes to is not extremely precise. Like, he can kind of... There's kind of just an RNG spread to it. Not like big RNG, like it kind of just goes in the half circle in front of him. But sometimes it goes a little farther. And sometimes he just does this shit where he does it twice in a row. And I will just fucking die if I try to interact with him. Yeah, do that overhit. Ya bitcha. So if I have time to properly react to it, it's okay. But if he's done it, yeah, if he does it twice in a row, I can kind of get fucked. Because the distance that they go, they have some like, I don't know if it's right to call it tracking, but it does sort of follow you. Why are you doing this twice? I think he was honestly stalling for posture. You bitch. I hate this fucking... It's just like if you get the good moves, the boss is very easy. But if he decides that he wants to meme you, then meming time it is. Yep. He wants memes. Alright, are you gonna cast your fucking magic spell? Yep. Oh, please. You see? How the fuck does that hit me? And then oh my god. It's literally just like, he just has 3 moves, or he has 2 moves where if he just decides to do those continuously, the boss is basically unkillable. And you have to just hope that he uses those moves less. Okay, I think I held B long enough that it decided to turn that into a sprint instead of a dodge. Not entirely sure what happened there. They definitely pressed B, but I think it just gave me a sprint. Yep, meme time, meme time. Because it's just like, if I want to dodge the mist, the best way to do that is to circle around him and then dodge as his ass is going towards the ground. But the problem is, if you get behind him, or like to the side of him, none of his, like, staff moves are going to hit. So then the AI is like, oh, okay, I need to use the piss mist again. And it just starts, like, chaining, basically. And it just arced out way fucking left that time. So now I die. Alright, I have unupgraded spirit ashes that I can try to use here. I don't know how much use I'll get out of them. But hey. Maybe they'll somehow convince the boss to not spray his piss. And just like that, I have been proven wrong and murdered. Yeah, it just has like a... It's a really fucking weird move. Where it's just like a 180 arc AoE that then like tracks distance wise, I think is what's going on. It's like I need to be far away from it. Oh no, it's just a giant wedge. Like I don't really understand the move. I think because visually it's just fucking red liquid on top of an area that's entirely fucking red. Like we're just on Mars. It's like if I back up enough, it has a range limit. Right? Like that's for certain. He's doing it 3 fucking times in a row. For some reason, it did not click in my brain that that was the attack. I thought that I was fighting a regular bird tree avatar for a second there. Because I was just thinking about other shit. Yep, okay, so I didn't roll that time. It's like I need to sprint and then roll for the impact. Because I want to be close enough, but I don't want to be too close. But I don't want to be far. And in fact, I just don't want him to do the fucking move. But that's not an option. I don't think the imps are doing much, but to be fair, they die in one hit. Okay. Rolling that isn't so easy either. But like, you see what I mean? Where it's like, this boss is extremely easy. Apart from one singular move that is just very, very weird. That he just really fucking likes to spam. And his response to your best response to that move is that move. Like... And here we go again. And just running directly away feels decently consistent, but it also feels really fucking boring. Okay, I thought I was far enough away from that, but apparently not. Big ass shockwave. I am starting to feel like this is entirely not worth doing, but this boss, I mean. There is another version of this guy that I could go fight. It has a lot less health. You probably couldn't one-shot my little imp boys. But I'm mainly doing this to get runes. Okay, am I fucked? It's just like, why does he only do this move? And why does it hit literally half of the fucking play area he exists in? Like, by percentage of moves used, it's damn near fucking 50%. Half of the moves that he throws out is the fucking sit. I get to hit him once, he sits, he runs after me, he throws out one different move, I hit him, he sits. Are you gonna do it again? Of course you are. This is your only fucking move, dude. He did not the sit move. Oh my god. He's doing not the sit move. He's done 4 non-sit moves in a row. Holy shit. Oh, there we go. Back to business, baby. Back to business. We gotta squirt our little juice everywhere, alright? Alright, he's gonna throw out one move. He's gonna squirt again. Oh my god. Into the overhead. I have all your moves memorized. I know your every step. And my other question is, how is he so fucking moist in the first place? Where does he get all this liquid from? Oh, moisture time, baby. Moisture time. It's literally like just this enemy. I don't know why they made it so like anytime you're next to the boss, he just wants to fucking squirt. Like, I get it, bro. I made an attractive character, but come on. You gotta calm down. You gotta hold it for at least like a second, you know? Ooh. I'm kind of just spamming the weapon art, but to be honest, if he's gonna spam one move, I'm gonna spam one move. The spam eat spam world. And I love excess sodium. You squirting again? No? Okay. I'm getting worried. I'm thinking he's realized he doesn't have to do that one move. The AI is evolving. Oh, yep, back to business. Here comes the squirt train. Why did you run up to then cast a magic spell? And back to squirting. Miyazaki. Why did you do this to me? Why in your bald-headed wisdom? Why did you condemn me to such a fate of running away from the bussy rot and running away from the projectile move? Holy shit, that was close, you fuck. And back to squirting, of course. I could greed for the hit, but I'm not going to. I'm going to instead try to play it safe. There we go. Holy shit, man. I don't want to go through and get a tally of how many times he did that fucking move. Or more accurately, what percentage of the moves that he threw out were the fucking squirt. It's just that enemy type. I don't know why. I don't know why they did that. Also, hi, Busty Boy. I am not a cheater. I'm cheating to make the game harder. Okay, that's not cheating. What does this even do? More likely to break enemy stances in a mixed physic. Alright. Seems pretty good. Now, I did say I don't want to grab the meteoric ore. What else did I need? I needed 22 strength. How much damage does that add? That's 270 and that's 273. It's literally like the exact same. Let me look at my build. Yeah, 22 on here. Can't quite make it though. Alright, that's a good chunk of damage. What time is it? Oh, we've got time for another thingy. Let's try... Oh, I forgot to throw this shit on. Boom. That's also free damage and stats. Let's try the dragon. Because in terms of things that need to die, I don't actually have to kill the dragon at all. But I need to kill the invader that's upriver. So I might as well. Plus, this will give me an idea of what's going to go on with these horseback fights. Because dragons are just kind of better to fight on horseback. TBH. Whee! We got good damage. Need to recover some stamina here. Hit the back leg. Oh, I didn't drink my mixed physic. Let's do that. Oh, that's not the sound I thought I heard. Hey, what are you doing, bud? He's pulling out all the stops right now. Please stop fucking flying. I just want to be able to hit you. There we go. Yeah, that was really easy, but we just have a lot of damage, so. Pretty much expected. Now, is 5k, is that even enough to level? No. I'm gonna be using some Dragon Communion spells on this. Mainly just for, like, ability purposes. This is the wrong direction. We go up the river. For real. So I will be making use of status effects. As I said, I don't want to sit back and cast spells to do, like, infinite damage. Right? Like, while I know that I could build just a super fucking min-maxed int build and just blast people with, like, Night Comet over and over, I don't really want to do that. But you bet your ass I'm absolutely down to rot some people. So I'm completely down to get the rot breath and use that just as a means of upping my DPS. Now I know the other dude will show up to help me at some point. I don't know if it's a timer thing or if it's a get this guy to a certain health threshold thing. Oh, I almost just fucking killed him. Okay, well, I didn't need his help in the first place.
If it isn't, there he is.
You're late.
Bloody finger.
You're fucking late.
Is nigh.
The end is here.
And your cessblood.
It's already fucking over. You didn't do shit. God damn it, Yura. Damn, I did not realize we had that much damage already. But, alas. What's up, Yura?
I'm your tarnished. You stay the path.
Tarnished. I can't even pretend to do his voice right now. I'm too ragged.
Beyond your paths we will.
I'm talking too much. I'm not drinking enough water. Hey, honestly, I think that might be a decent place to call it for now. So, we've got our quest line going. At least the first step. We've got our upgrades. So I think what we do next time is we embark on our first full dungeon. That being the castle. The castle. We're gonna fight Morgott. We're gonna fight this varmint next time as our first thing. And that will be on Sunday. Because tomorrow we're playing Armored Core, baby. We're playing Armored Core. Oh yeah. We're gonna play Double Claw. We're gonna fuck stuff up. I'm sad they nerfed the bosses in that game, and some of them I didn't even get to yet, so it's fucked up. But anyway, that's it. I am going to post the usual here. Socials. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and subscribe on YouTube if you would like to catch my schedules as well as all of my VODs. In any case, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked seeing the end of the Sekiro hard mode as well. That was earlier. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.